show you how this device works and what it can do. So first of all, in this chain, I've got an on-screen keyboard. This is another one of my devices, so that it'll help us visualize the MIDI data that's coming in. You can see the notes and the velocity. All right, so this MIDI clip's about to start playing. It's not going to do anything yet because I haven't mapped it and it's not responding to the right notes. So the first thing I'm going to do is turn on all MIDI notes. And you'll see now it's listening to each of the incoming velocities from each note. So if I map this to the filter, it's going to start changing based on the velocity of the incoming notes. So let's change this back to single target mode, and we'll change this to A3. I know this, I'm changing it to A3 because it's one, the root of the song, but it's also, I know, a key that happens a lot in this particular clip. So now it's just listening to A3's velocity, listening for note on messages, note off messages. We'll get to the this behavior drop down. I'll show you what toggle mode does in just a second. So if 0 allows us to set a different value to send every time a note off occurs. So right now, if a note off occurs, it's turning the filter off basically. But let's say we want it to turn it all the way on, open it up all the way. So we can change this to 127. Now it opens up the filter all the way. The scale function, this is very similar to Ableton's built-in LFOs in that it allows you to set a range for what values are being sent. And actually we'll make this a little bit more usable so it doesn't completely turn off the sound when it closes the filter. We'll set this to 43, so now 55 is essentially a note off. So let's talk about the glide section. Overall, this is pretty similar to one of my other devices, the Catapult 5X. So you can turn on sync or free as far as how long it's going to take for it to glide between a note on and a note off. So if I turn this on sync, it's going to take a 16 note to glide between the difference. All sorts of different and unique note durations there for you to use, and there's also a free running setting here as well. So we'll put it back on sync. There's a unique section here for this device, note on, note off, and both. So currently on note on, it's only gliding between values when a note on happens. If I put it on note off, it jumps up immediately to the duration specified on the note on, but note offs, it glides down to. And then both, it just glides between note on and note offs, both ways. Curve allows you to create either logarithmic or exponential shapes for your glide curves or glide lines. Cool, so let's do this. I'll show you one of the cool things about this device. It essentially allows you to use Ableton's clips as a step sequencer for parameters, which is really cool. So if I do, let me actually create, maybe I have to stop it to create a new take lane. Show take lanes. Insert take lane, there it is. Still pretty new to Live 11. All right, so let me start that again. Now I'll move this down. I'll just insert a new clip in here. And then for the A3s, what I'll do is I'll just bring in some notes. Actually, we'll use B to draw them in. Oh no, that's gonna do that set duration, so. I did not know this with Live 11, but did you know if you hit B, you can change the velocities with a single click as well? I don't know if Ableton Live 10 had this. Maybe it's a new feature with 11. Maybe I just missed it, but super useful. All right, so I mean, what's cool about this now, we can do things like, use these to change it to all sorts of weird values. So now, let me turn the glide off. And then I'll loop this guy. So just a little example of what you can do, because you can use clips for modulating parameters, or MIDI notes for modulating parameters with this. All right, let's talk about toggle mode. So in toggle mode, it essentially works like an on-off. So it's like in Ableton's clips, you can set the behavior to gate. That's essentially what toggle mode is for the velocity mod. So let's map this to the on-off button. Open up the... Actually, that was fine. And put this back down to 0. So now every time... So if it gets an A3, it turns the device on. If it gets another A3, it turns the device off. So it's essentially ignoring all the note offs. So if I pause this, hit a note 3, it turns it on. Hit an A3, it turns it on. So, toggle. And yeah, you don't have to use this for parameter, like device on-off switches. You can also use it to toggle between like specific values for parameters. So that's the toggle one. Yeah, I hope you think this device would be useful in your producing. Big thanks to Sebastian for letting me know he had a problem inside in his producing flow. And yeah, without his suggestion, I wouldn't have been able to. This device would not be built. So thanks, Sebastian. And then a couple more things. It is MIDI mappable, keyboard mappable, so you can automate and change things with your controllers. And then this is everything you can change with automation. So a lot of options there as well. All the push settings are saved, so if you have a push, you should see the knobs are already programmed with the parameters. And then it also changes based on the theme of your live set, so it works with all the custom ones as well. So that's Velocity Mod. I hope you liked it, and yeah, head over to my website for all the devices that I built and for more information. And yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you guys have a great day. Cheers.